listen, this an invitation. We finna rap about some situations. Might kick it, might drop some education. We try to run the whole gamut cause ain't no time for wasting. No debating, just some conversation. Been through some things and made some observations.
What's up, everybody? Episode 56 of the Let's Catch Up podcast. How's everybody doing tonight?
Well,
I am fantastic.
Excellent.
And I'm having a bit of deja vu.
And I wonder why. But before we get started, I do want to shout you out. Happy birthday, man.
Happy birthday.
I've been here before.
happy birthday.
This is how we know that you know how like they say people been on Earth before. I feel like I've been in this exact moment.
Yeah.
Prior.
He's got the mob. He's saying he's wearing mob.
No,
So
act surprised like you didn't know it was my birthday, like so we can.
Whoa, Anthony, happy birthday.
We need all of that again. We have to
Yes,
all that over
shock,
again.
shock.
Man, you gotta go with the first one.
It did say, tell me it's salmon.
Yes, that's why you got the salmon on.
Well, this is mauve.
Nah, I think it's salmon.
Hey, this is a great.
Now you gotta say, what is his?
What is his?
Yeah. This is crazy. It's like Easter pink.
This is all Rel's fault,
Now
by
you
the
gotta
way.
get the shoes. You got to get.
You gotta get the
He
shoes.
gotta take his shot at me. And look at him. He got an Easter outfit on.
Oh, he got his Easter outfit on. There we go. All right, for y'all that don't know, we've done all this before. This is the second time. Thank Rel.
Did you get the shoes?
Did you get the shoes?
Oh
He
my
got
goodness, that's man.
His shoes.
The shoes is the.
I feel like the dude on Boomerang. His shoes match his shirt.
Yeah.
So,
They got hair.
Gerard, did you know your dad in here with magic?
Right.
Anywho. So now you got to get to your gripe with me. Your gripe is...
Oh yeah, that's right. So this is about the third time that we've showed up here with pretty much the same damn outfit on. I think it started with the
black
Jimi
shirt.
Hendrix. The Jimi Hendrix one.
No. All right. So you monitored my Amazon shopping cart and then saw I bought a Jimi Hendrix shirt and then went and bought one that looks almost identical.
But it was
And then you wore it the same day I wore it.
So there was no monitoring. I did say that's a nice shirt you have there. I did say that. So it definitely was not the same
Swagger
day.
like us. Swagger like us.
Whatever. But anyways, this is like the third time that you have showed up.
Well, if I have to claim a winner, you look amazing, right? The mauve
I
salmon.
am gonna quit this whole
But
podcast if you say the wrong answer.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's my goddamn day.
Happy birthday, but
His
he
birthday.
got the hairs on with the hairs on them. He guilty. The Yeezys is nice, but they ain't hairs.
These is fresh.
I'm sorry.
They are fresh. I like them.
Yeah, they nice, but you gotta wear that tomorrow. We'll do this again. You got you today.
When I edit this podcast, it is gonna get all cut out.
Edit
None
it
of
all
this
out,
is
huh?
making the list. I just want y'all to know that.
All right, let me finish up my introduction. We got she's got to have it. Kamika here.
What's poppin'?
Anthony at birthday. Rail over here on the camera and sound. You ain't gonna say nothing, Rail? And we also have an esteemed guest here tonight, Miss Natasha B. I'm not sure what the B stands for.
Phillips.
Phillips.
Miss Billups.
Phillips.
How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me on the show.
Not a problem. Go and tell our fans and our listeners and everybody a little bit about yourself, what you do, businesses, all that good stuff.
All right. Hi, fans and listeners. My name is Natasha Billups, and I'm the chef and owner of Underground Seafood Incorporated, located here in Frederick, Maryland. I started that business.
I be seeing them crab legs and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I got my own special
I
order.
be saying
Am I the only one that
those.
gets that?
You almost are the only one.
Hey,
There's
don't be
one other
selling my
person.
food to nobody else. I have very specific requests, and you shouldn't let nobody know what I do.
And you know what? The other person who orders what you order,
Ha, you
they're
ain't the only
also
one.
like, don't tell nobody this is what I order. They get something that's not seafood.
What is
But,
it? Please explain.
Mind your business.
Yeah.
Is this exclusive? Not on the menu?
And now
It's not on the
I
menu,
gotta change.
no.
And now I gotta change my order
Why?
because I feel like you posted that. Oh, Anthony gets this order.
No, I posted that you always get something specific, but I don't think I posted it, did I?
Yes, you did, and you posted exactly what it was.
Now you have to
I
change
saw it, and I was like, never again.
Oh.
So,
Never
I think
again.
I think I saw that post. And does the order rhyme with Fox?
Yes.
Rails?
Yes.
Mm.
Fox rails.
Fox rails.
That's a few
I-
people.
And I don't like it because I feel like you didn't get them orders until after you posted my business.
Oh, no. They got it before you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they have
you
been
weren't
ordering
first.
it before you.
All right.
But
now I have
fry.
to reconsider my whole life.
Stop it.
I like the exclusivity.
But I fry king crab legs. I do my own coconut shrimp with my own coconut sauce. I do a nice snapper. I cater brunches, just anything.
Didn't you do a wedding here recently?
So I did a brunch for a group of girls. Oh, I did do a wedding last year. Yeah, I did a wedding.
I saw the footage. That looked
Yeah,
nice.
wedding, food for a funeral, like anything that needs food, hit me up.
What's your Instagram again?
My Instagram is song_bird to you.
You follow me?
Yes, I follow you.
Hey,
I be coming.
Say the one that sounds nasty. The other one.
Oh yeah.
The other one.
Food orgasm XX because
That's your business page?
Yeah. Well, it's not like a business page, but it's more like a little fan page for my food.
Nice. And we're gonna get all that stuff at the end here, so
Yeah.
make sure if y'all listening, y'all write her stuff down and follow her.
Yeah,
Now,
I
you're
got
also-
you on the food.
You also into photography and stuff too, right?
Yes. So in 2017, I started doing photography and graphic design. So it's slowed down a bit because I focus more on food, but I shoot weddings, birthday parties, births, just anything that you want pictures of, professional headshots. I do all of that. But I'm more so like a outside photographer. So if you want like the studio look, it would be best to
Come
contact
here.
Alexandra Rose.
Oh, we've had her on before.
Yeah, contact Alexandra. She's phenomenal.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So you also go to nursing school, correct?
Oh, yes. I'm in nursing school. I completed my last semester last fall. So at the end of the month will be my second semester. So I'll be going into med surge.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Keep it up.
Do you have any like I always tell people to invest in themselves. So that sounds like you took the time to just say, hey, I'll have this also as income.
Oh,
If-
yes. Yes. Because, I mean, if you have the 9 to 5, you have steady income.
Stability, yeah.
You have, you say, okay, I'll make this much at the end of the month. But when you have your own job, your own business, you have unlimited income.
Right.
You can make literally how much you want to make.
Right.
So I'm all for people. Start a
Diversifying.
business, start a LLC, a INC. Yeah.
Make your money,
Yes.
get rich.
So did y'all happen to see White People Going Wild yesterday?
Yes, I
The
did.
whole world saw.
I loved it. I loved every minute. The only well, never mind. I don't want to have a radical view. So
Go ahead, explain. Tell.
no, I just feel like they didn't have the same energy. I feel like
Oh,
like
most
when it was Black Lives Matter marching, they had the Lincoln Memorial blocked off. They had armed guards and everything else. It looked horrible. Like they were unprepared. Like they hadn't been saying for weeks and weeks and weeks that they were going to protest and try to a coup or whatever the swearing or whatever the electoral vote. They had no clue. But it's weird that they knew everywhere Black Lives Matter was going to be and possibly could be.
That's the two different type of Americas we live in. Like
If we were the ones that were jumping over those fences, trying to get into the Capitol and everything, I mean, there've been a whole lot of gunshots.
Bruh, they
Spot.
sat in Nancy Pelosi's desk and took selfies. I'm pretty sure I would have been dead.
Yeah. They stole the podium.
The
Yes, he did. Remember,
they
running
stole the
away.
podium. Dude jumped down from the balconies. Did you see the young lady come through the window?
Yes.
So let's ask real questions, right? So how does that make you feel as black men? We're joking. You guys are joking about it, but you're black men. You're more likely to encounter the police than I am, or she is. How does that make you feel? What does that seeing that? Obviously, you live this every day. You knew this before the world seen it yesterday,
Right.
because you live it and have
Right.
been, right? So what did you learn from that outside of it confirming what you already know, and what are you looking to do differently? Because it definitely should have made you think something differently on some things you need to do.
For me, it made me feel like I like tangible takeaways. So it 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 made me look at black people a little different from the perspective of why are we still shocked? Why is it still like, oh, this should confirm and fix everything? No, that like we've been known this, like you said, we've been understood this. So now, like, we need to figure out how, like, because there was a boy from Frederick that was on the video, or whatever. He was whatever, and the first thing one of my black friends said was, "Oh, he's special needs." Like, and I was like, "Well, wasn't Elijah McClain special needs,
Autistic, yeah.
autistic? Like, wasn't that's the same thing? Like that's what they both were autistic." I'm like, so why are we so quick to justify him committing a crime, but when it was like Elijah McClain, it's like, oh
He
well,
wasn't
things.
committing a crime.
He was just
down
walking
the
home.
street, you know.
And so now you're giving that out for a person that committed crime, and he was like, well, he has the mind of a 12-year-old. I was like, no, he doesn't.
That's not how
I have a 11-year-old at home. I love him to death, but there's no way he could figure out how to get to DC and protest and do all that stuff. He would have no idea. So like, you're giving these people leniency. I don't have no leniency, like no more. Like, I don't want to talk to you about it. I don't have an answer, like, because I don't think there's an easy answer. But I'm also not willing to compromise my position. Like, if you're not seeing the same view, the contrast, so that you can see a full picture, like, you know what I'm saying, and you don't see the same picture I am, that's because you're willfully not looking at it. And I can't make somebody look at something that they don't want to look at.
Yeah, so I mean, to this point, like, it's two different worlds out there. Like, there's no way that me as a black man can go down there and do what those people were doing and not have any kind of consequences coming along with it. Like, when Black Lives Matter and all that stuff we're going on, there's tear gas all over the place. And I've seen videos where the Capitol Police pretty much just let the rioters up into the Capitol. So like, there's no way we're going to get that kind of leniency. So that just shows you, like, it's two totally different worlds out here in this country. And like, if you can't see that, if you don't realize that, then you're the problem.
And for me, I can't protect everybody, but I can protect me and mine. And so at the end of the day, like, I've had conversations with my son that's 11 years old. Hey, police approach you, you come talk to me. Like, you say, hey, I need to call my dad, or if you see them about to arrest you, whatever, call me first. Tell me where you at, and then do what they say to do. You know what I mean? Like I can't explain to him right now that he doesn't get it. Well, if I commit this, if I do nothing and I'm going home, why would I get arrested and somebody else can do far worse than me and not get arrested? I don't know how to explain that to him in a sense that he would understand. I know how to explain it to him as a man, talking to Rel or talking to Waddy or talking to you. But as a child, I don't know how to explain that to him.
You gonna answer?
I didn't ask really. Oh, the question?
It's America, yo. That's the America we live in. That's what it is. There's nothing
Right.
to it, but you know, we know it's there. Like you said, we know it's there. It's two different worlds.
Yeah.
You know, I got a bunch of white friends and I got a bunch of black friends. It's knowing, I guess, to play your part, for lack of a better term, when you here and when you there, or me, or you could be like us. I don't give a fuck who I'm around.
Right.
You get real, Mr. Grumpy, Mr. Say what the fuck I want when I want to. You know, and let them look. Shock them out.
So, I thank you for answering the question. So this is what I see. I wasn't shocked, right? Because I live it. I know what it's like, right? But what it taught me is that we are really under organized. They were able to pull this off. I have like some white guys that I know from Harlem and Brooklyn that came down to DC yesterday. Like, they took off work, called out. Like, they were able to organize fairly quickly and get here and set up, and people with RVs. I mean, and this isn't something that took a month or two for them to plan. And I said the Million Man March was what, 95? almost 20.
Wasn't there one just?
No, the first one.
Oh, the first one.
The first one.
Yeah, it was like 94,
Because
95.
the second one wasn't the way the first one. It's been almost like 30 years. Black people cannot. They struggle with organization, and to me, that's something we need to look at. And obviously, I'm not looking to do it on a grand scale of things, but I think it's important for us to be getting our groups together. And this is a conversation I had with two of my homegirls today. Like, yo, I have to build my team. Everybody can't go. You understand? But I need to know who my team is and who's my resources and who's going to fall back on. The second thing I learned yesterday is you got to be packing. You got to be carrying. Call my homegirl. I just found out I can get licensed to carry because I own 2 businesses. I'm on it. She was already on it. Your wife, my best friend, DM'd her. Mayor, you got to get licensed to carry. They're not playing, so we need to not be playing. We're quick, and I say we because we fall into this category, to beef with each other. You know, neighborhoods, you suck my baby mother, you suck my baby father. But when oppressors or anyone comes in our territory and shows any sign of threat, we were nowhere to be found. I mean, we both reside in D.C., so there were very little people of color who were down. And I guess, to be respectful, they had their time. But it shows that we are extremely tough with each other and extremely weak when it comes to non-melanin people. And to me, that is just ridiculous because they see that.
But, and to what you're saying, the organization part, Malcolm X, I believe, was the person who said it. We're not outmanned, we're out organized. But that was in the 60s. So how long are we going to continue to say we're out organized?
I'm about to organize.
The thing that really bothered me the most is, and well, not really bothered me the most, but that stood out the most is how perceived a threat Black is. Because when it was perceived that Black people were coming to even peacefully protest, which was on every Black Lives Matter website, whatever, it was there. It was saying we're not causing, we denounce violence, we do all that stuff. The you know, anytime you get a lot of people, things can happen, but it was promoted as peaceful. You would have thought DC was going to war.
Well, we are a threat.
We're perceived a threat.
No,
so hold on. So what happened was when white Trump supporters, or even Trump supporters of all colors, said we're coming down there to fuck shit up. That's our MO. We are threatening democracy. We are trying to stop this from happening. We're going to stop the democratic process. They didn't take it as a threat at all.
They're not a threat.
That's what I'm saying. So that's the contrast that should have been widely apparent to everybody. Just your existence to say, hey, I want the same justice as everybody else, is a threat to this country. But the actual domestic terrorism that took place yesterday was not perceived as a threat to this country.
Yeah, well, it really wasn't a threat because we do understand that these are white people upset about another group of white people being in control. So they're not losing control. They're not losing power. They're not losing anything. It's just a changing of one white person to another white person, where we'll say Republican to Democrat. So there was no threat. There's no threat.
I think the idealism behind it is the conservative mindset. So the conservative mindset is to say to resist any change, no matter what it is, whether it's more equality for Black people, whether it's more progressive, socialism ideology, or whatever. In this country, most government is geared towards white people. Even the poor assistance programs are geared toward rural white people. Like they make you think that, they're giving Black people free shit, but no. In Utah, they're giving a whole bunch of poor white people shit. In Wyoming, they're giving a whole lot of poor white people shit. Like, the violence that occurring in Wyoming is white on white. So, but they make you think that these are black issues, and they're not. So, really, by your own statement, anything they do governmental wise is predominantly for white people.
So there's no threat.
So there's no threat. But when somebody says, or a group of people says, "Hey, we're coming to," what did the dude say? He said, "This will be a trial by combat."
But if
he said that,
if it's like in our term culturally, black people, I'm gonna fuck you up, right? But I'm, we joking or beefing, whatever, or not, right? I'm not gonna fuck you. It's not a threat. So this is why we gotta understand propaganda.
Somebody says they're gonna fuck me up. I'm thinking
no, but if
I gotta feel your temperature.
They're on the same. What black people or people have to realize, they're on the same page regardless. So they're not a threat. That's why you seen them. It's nothing a threat. They told them we was coming to fuck. Okay, let them do whatever they need to do. We'll go back in. There's not a threat. We are being goofballs and like, oh my gosh, they're breaking in. I can't believe they're allowed. And we're watching them open the gates. They know they're not a threat. We are a threat. They're not a threat because at the end of the day, white people are always on the same team. We are not. So they're this was like propaganda, distracted us for a little bit. It's nothing. They know that they're on the same team. At the end of the day, they're on the same team. We are not. We really think, oh, I'm a Democrat. I'm a Republican. We're on different teams. We want different things. They don't think that way.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I think there's more teams out there than you might acknowledge, but I know just my existence threatens a lot of white conservative lifestyle. And the thing is, back to that word conservative, the meaning is I don't want things to change. They really want America to be like the 40s and 50s again, to where you and I and all black people know their place in society. Y'all are the burden bearers. Y'all take care of this stuff. And we run the important shit, and y'all just need to know your place.
Well, who told you that they didn't? Because I guess the Civil War and history and school told you that they wanted us to be free and to be equal.
No, I mean,
you couldn't have believed that.
But what I do think is, I can't label all white people as.
Yeah, we're just speaking generic.
Right. So like I heard today somebody say, I'm trying to separate, because you do have white allies and you do have, black people that are, what do they call them, Sambos? Like, what I mean? That's two things. One person I saw today, Sambo versus Uncle Tom. Uncle Tom was in the big house,
Steven from Django.
Yeah, exactly. But Sambo was in the field telling Massa about what was happening in the field. And Sambo was more of a threat to your livelihood than Uncle Tom ever was, because Sambo is saying, hey, Massa, hopefully you can give me a little favor in this field, but they trying to run away. You know what I mean?
But we know, we think we all know that everyone can't go.
Right.
There's plenty of Sambos, right? But the difference is that we are not united to organize, regardless if they.
But that's by design, though.
Okay, we have to undesign it, because at this point, if they were able to do something so minuscule, because yesterday was minuscule, it wasn't nothing major. Obviously, a young lady got killed, unfortunately, based on being in the wrong place, making some bad choices, but it wasn't nothing serious.
They had 2 bombs.
If
three.
Or 3 bombs.
If that was all black people and somebody died, you know the spectacle that would be.
There would have been a lot more black people dead if they were black.
But we know this, so that's why I guess my focus is not what they did or why they did it. It's now white, because there are plenty of white people who really think like, oh, black people, you guys are just kind of living off the past. There are some. So there's some that kind of seen it yesterday and was like, oh, okay, yeah, maybe you're onto something. But what's important is, what did we learn from that? These motherfuckers was able to get together quickly and do this, and I'm like, we can't even get motherfuckers to go to a baby shower on time together.
Okay, but here's another thing that kind of, and I'm gonna kind of incorporate her, Miss Natasha, into this, is we oftentimes would rather try to build our own shine than support somebody else's. So, like, I see Natasha making money selling food. My thing isn't to, hey, maybe I should go, help buy food from her. My thing is, oh, well, she's making money selling food. I should sell my own food because she's getting it. I can get it too. Where what you really could do is take that energy and say, hey, look, I just want to support you and work with you, but we'd never do that. Like if one person makes a clothing brand, we don't say, hey, let's take the time and focus on Stitch's clothing brand and like let's just really buy that. Hey, Stitch, you don't have work clothes or dress shirts or whatever. Let's work on getting that line up. Get that. So we have a full brand functioning in our community. We don't do none of those things to sit there. All we do is compete with each other, even if it is like, you know, like I said, how many people, if all the people I know selling food in Frederick came together and said, hey, look, let's work on making one food company for us. All that money comes to one place. But instead, we got 50 different people hustling for the same market. That's not organization, to your point. Yeah. That's fighting against each other. Like economic warfare. That's what it is. Like we're taking from each other. And, you know, that's just what we do. Like if you're photographer, like not many people would say, hey, I do photography, but go to this other lady to do photography.
I was about to say, like, I drop other names all the time. Like, yeah, Alex, photographer. My clothing, 88 clothing, located in DC. Your clothing, you're wearing Chosen. Like, yeah, we support other Black people. So it's not mass people who do it, because I've even talked to other chefs and they're like, you know, I don't want to put another chef on just because I don't want it to take from my business. But I have the mindset that there's enough money out here for all of us. So, yeah, you may sell food. Yeah, you may make clothes, but it's not my food. It's not the way that maybe if I was a clothing person, it wouldn't be the way that I make clothes. So I have no problem supporting other people. I mean, that's how you win, as long as we keep elevating each other. That's not everybody's mindset, but it's mine.
I agree, but the thing about it is, again, you have to have that group, and I think we do that independently. But have you collectively sat down and said, okay, for all our catering events, we're going to her. For all our clothing stuff, we're going to this person. For our you have to get these people together and say, this is what we're doing. This is how you build your Black Wall Street. Just doing it because I want my people to grow is one thing, but one thing about Black people
to be deliberate,
they have to see it. An example of it before they follow.
Well, you have to be deliberate, and that's I posted that like you know I post every day about like I try to live like because I felt like when George Floyd died, everybody just rushed to protest, and I'm like, well, you could live your life this way as a protest. Like you don't like Saturday is cool. It's a big gathering. It's like you know whatever. I'm all for it, but once that energy dissipates, because that's what it was. It was a lot of energy, emotion, or whatever. But that can't sustain for a long time. So once that goes down, now you have to start living your life these ways. And one of the things I posted was what you should do today is go find a Black business to support. So like find one item in your household, whether it's soap, deodorant, whatever, find a Black company that produces that. Like TVs, they're if you look and research, there's Black companies that produce everything you would want.
Did you hear what you just said?
What
was that word?
Produce?
No. Research. So this is what I was about to
tell you.
I was
about to say, I say a lot of shit. You can't have me doing it. I'm be fumbling. I'm be like, yo, I think I said about 300 words.
I say this all the time. Black people do not like to read. I'm a person who likes to read and do the research. So I will say, hey, guess what? This happened. I'll post all 9 pages of it, but then I'll go down in the body and break it down. So when you do those posts and say, hey, find a Black business, you should then the next slide, here's 10 Black businesses. It's more work for you because Black people are not going to go look. So if you're in the Frederick area, if you're in Montgomery County, you're in DC.
That's kind of my dilemma is because as a grown ass man, like I do this with him or with everybody. I'll give him something or I'll give Waddy something. I'm not going, and this is what I've learned the hard way. I can go and give you all this shit, right? And you're just going to say thanks and then go about your business. And that's not going to be a habit you formed.
Well, you think right? you can't move with the ideology of teaching people to fish. Everybody don't want to be a fisher.
I know, but all I'm saying is at the end of the day, I can't, you're absolutely right. But I don't want, if I'm in the business of fishing, why am I trying to get a whole bunch of non-fishers to be around me?
Because the non-fisher,
I don't want non-fishers around me.
They're supporting her business. They're supporting her business.
So when I make the wave, they're going to support it anyway.
I mean, you might think and I love, I'm very pro-black. I have faith in certain areas, but
you said it yourself. You said when
I give them the work. I'll
you
do the work
said you
for them.
said you could post ass and titties and feet or whatever, and you'll get 1,000 likes and all this other stuff. But you post some real shit, and you'll get maybe 1, 2, whatever.
And you said, Mika, show. This is what he said when he
Right.
had a con. Still show ass and titties.
Right.
Just put the information in the box.
Right.
So I'm still giving the same thing I'm saying.
Right.
I'm giving them what they want, and I'm still giving the information. I'm doing exactly what I'm saying.
Right.
Give them the information, and they don't have to search. They don't have to, okay, Mika, she's going to tell us to read some shit. No, I want you to read this shit, but while you're here and reading, look at some ass and titties. I'm saying it's just, you the one who said that. I don't want to compromise.
I'm just not giving you, I give you a thought, right? Especially dealing with men. Like I have a lot of male friends. I could sit there and tell them all day, you should do this, you should do this, you should do this. And then I come back and be like, hey, yo, did you do that thing? No, I didn't do it. All right, here's the link. Did you look at the link? No, I didn't do it. All right, well, now I done put it in the cart. I done sent you the cart link. Did you do that? No, I didn't do that. All right, well, so that's too much work. I'm nobody's daddy. I have 3 kids. I'm nobody's daddy. If you really wanted it bad enough, you'd go do it. And
That's
if
what it
you
comes down
don't
to,
want it
like-
bad enough, we're not on the same page anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, if we would say that, and I'm gonna let you go. If we would say that, then this is why Martin was Martin, Garvey was Garvey, Malcolm was Malcolm. They did the work. They did the work, and then as people seen the work, they came. We are not them, so maybe we're not a generation of willing to do the work. I feel like people want you to do the work for them to buy into it. So I say, okay, I'll do the work.
Can I say one thing?
Go ahead.
Black people read. Black people do read.
They do read.
Black people
Yeah,
read.
I'm making a very generic statement. Black people do read.
And we are highly educated.
Well, reading
We
is not
read.
associated with your education level. When I say read, I want to be very clear. When I say black people don't read, they don't research. They pick and choose what they want to read. I ask black people, what's the last book you read? You read. When's the last book you read?
The last book I read?
Yeah.
I forget the title, but it was
No,
on
On this episode,
emotional-
you're in the hot seat.
Yeah, like it was on. It was on.
I read Color Purple in 1986.
It was on Living Intentional. I can pull it up in my
No,
phone, but it was on Living
She not- but she
Intentional.
just-
No, I'm just saying,
relationship wise.
Just over the next week, when you're just out and with your friends, just happen to ask or just text your girlfriends, like, when's the last time you read a book? What's the last book? It's going to be far in between. I mean,
Right.
and I'm not even talking about a magazine, a book. Like, you heard about a book.
My girls are in college.
So, all right.
Yeah, not by
To-
force.
reading.
That's
to
a
your-
difference.
No, but like we're reading. Like I'm serious. We read.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Hold on, can
I
I
read
say
at
one?
work too, but I have to, right?
Can I
That's
say
not
one?
what I'm-
Can I say one thing?
You gotta go.
My
Wait,
friend
don't
is an
forget what you read.
author.
Yes.
J. Ella. Author J. Ella. She just wrote a book, Wings of Ebony. She's a black woman from Texas, the poverty level. She wrote a new book. It comes out January 26th.
Again,
Amazing.
My statement is very vague, and I mean research. If you're reading the tabloids, not saying that, or if you're reading whatever, I'm saying research and reading things that are going to help them become better. So that's when I say they don't read. Do they know when Cardi B's or Megan Thee Stallion's next album is going to? They had to read that on something. Yes. Did they go and pick up a book that was about development, how to communicate with children, alternative ways to relationships, things that are going to, that's when I say read. Not like we read every day. You read the stop sign that says stop, or, the menu. So that they do read. We are highly educated and we are able to comprehend on a very high level. We do not seek additional education that does not have a requirement tied to that.
I
So-
do not agree with that statement.
Okay.
But can I say one
It
thing?
sounded real general. So I'm straddling the line over here because I know what you're talking about. I have
Yeah,
the same
but-
argument all the time. Like, why don't we do more?
But so here's
We
what.
get rid of lazy
Here,
complacent.
hold on.
I feel like
We
people.
got
you can't- you can't
HBCUs,
Let
listen-
Wadi, because I'm
we
in
got-
Wadi off like, Wadi, go ahead.
Nobody cares what you got to say.
I don't forget. But, no, but
Oh,
I think.
I jumped in.
Oh, go ahead. You're the guest. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was saying I think I jumped in when she was like, "Oh, you gonna go next?" So my bad.
Yeah,
okay.
it's
don't
all
remember.
it's all
I'm
good.
sorry.
No, but I kind of what I was going to say is like, yeah, we do read. We all read. Everybody picks up something every day. But like, are we like picking up that book to like actually taking that knowledge? That's the thing, and
That's
you
what
have
I'm
to
saying.
and you have to have that want. You have to have that desire to actually want to pick up that knowledge, and kind of like what Anthony's saying. Like a lot of people, a lot of our friends, even like that desire is not there. Like we can give them like all this information. We can give them pamphlets, like post on they, on their.
I could say, hey, They're doing $1 million giveaway at 5. Come to my house.
Read
That's
it.
all you got to do. They'll be like, oh man, I can't make it that day. Can you make it, nigga? They giving away $1 million, dog. Like what are you talking about?
So
So
many.
hold on. One other thing I was gonna say is shout out like to Doe. We have another podcast called Red Dollar Street Code, but Doe has written
A
10,
plethora.
15, 14 books. 14 books. While a lot of my friends, your friends, everybody else was sitting at home, wasn't incarcerated, don't have no excuse for why they weren't doing anything. This man has every excuse to say, hey, I'm not hustling, I'm not grinding. But he's found a way to write 14 books, to write a screenplay, to do all these other things. When he came on board to our business, he was like, thank God I found y'all, because y'all are like-minded like me. So we're all moving in the same way. So I don't have to sit there and say, hey, Doe, let's go get it. No, Doe text me in the morning and be like, hey, yo, are you up getting it? Like I'm getting it? Like, are you doing it like I'm doing it? That motivates. It's a different energy. So all I'm saying is I can give you these links, but it's going to drain you if that's what you're doing all day. But having people in your team that are saying, hey, here's a link for you. Here's something you didn't know. That's, you know what I mean? And once I'm going the direction, it's like you created a wave.
It's your group.
It's your group.
Yeah.
And it's going that way. So for me, I put it out there. Anybody that's looking, like, because people do DM me. They be like, hey, that thing you talked about. Hey, can you give me more information?
Yeah.
Bet, I got you. Come on.
No, and you're right, because my homegirl, she's like that all the time. She'd be like, oh, I told you this. I'd be like, I'm about to tell the world. She's like, no, bitch, I told you this. This is for us. I'd be like, niggas need to know this. She's like, no, do this.
Right.
We're just different. You know what I mean? She's like, got good information. Let me share it, apply it. And I'm like, damn, let me tell the masses. It's just different. And
I'm big on energy though. Like I can't put certain, like, so if I invest in you and say, hey, look, I got this thing, it's a move. Like I got a move for you to make. Here, blah blah blah. I'm exchanging my energy with you.
Yeah.
Now to come back a week later and you've done nothing with it,
That's what.
I'll be like, damn, I can't continue to give this woman my energy because it's a waste. Like my energy, like, you know how they say energy doesn't go away or it doesn't die, it just transfers from one part. So if I give you this energy and I come back and you're just null or negative energy, then I just wasted my energy. I can't even get it back from you now. Like you can't even bounce energy back to me. So now I don't want to deal with you. Like I just won't deal with you, especially not on that level.
Well, I think it's good that you got your group, and that's what's important. You got to get your group, and you know who yours are. I have my group. I'm building my group. I'm going to have a solid group, and I think you know in your group who's good for what.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have some people in my group that's felons, so they know like you can't get the guns, but maybe you're gonna get the food, or
right.
You know what I mean. You're gonna get the blankets. I have some people who are like highly intelligent, could walk right into the Senate floor and hold a conversation and wouldn't be a threat. They know that's their strength. So the purpose of this is you need to get your group together. And however large that is and whatever qualifications they have, that's what's important. You wanted to touch on something about the reading before you forgot. Do you remember?
Oh, I think I said it though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, black people be reading.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I said it. Yeah.
I think that's a valid point. I think to Kamika's point though is I really feel like black people are like the soul of America. Like I feel like we. No. Hear
I
me
really
out.
feel like black people.
What other
Listen.
soul is
No.
Lead in the water.
That's
Hold
not
hands,
what
hold
I'm.
hands.
That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. But I feel like, and okay, do you want me to say it the reverse way? I don't feel like white people in America are as sensitive to their humanity as black people have been forced to be through their circumstances. So what I kind of said to Christian when we was on the episode is, once you're stripped and depraved of you don't even own your body. You have to be able to connect to something that makes you human and connect to God. So you're able to identify that. And that feeling has been passed down generation to generation. So it's epigenetics. It's totally relevant. It's totally science based. All I'm saying is, from the music, we make all the taste, all the trends, everything that is relevant in this country comes from us. whether it's rock,
Yeah.
blues, soul,
Culture,
everything we are the culture of America.
the looks.
Now they take it and then they go off and make it white and whiteify it and hey, Cheddington or whatever the shit out of it, and then but then as soon as they lose their relevancy or lose their spin or lose whatever, who they go to? They go back to the blacks to say, hey, can you get us hot again? That's what we do, but we won't do it for ourselves. We only do it for the Grammys or we do it for them. We don't do that shit for us. You'll go work. A lot of people, the mentality you're talking about is they'll go work 90 hours a week and put their soul into this company and then be wondering why the white dude still looks at you like a piece of shit.
But why are we even looking at the white dude for any type of approval? Or I don't get. See, and this is a relevant conversation because I had this conversation twice with my homegirl, 2 different homegirls. In my household, we never talked about white people. We never talked. They wasn't crackers. We didn't talk about oppression. Both of my parents are military, federal government employees.
Where did you grow up?
A lot of places, but I mean, major city. I'm from New York, but I've traveled the world. But we never in our.
So you don't think your dad never talked about white people?
I've never. Well, my stepfather. I was raised in the house with my stepfather.
You don't think that he ever talked about white people?
Never. I had to ask him, in the last 5 years. I was like, "Have you ever been with a white woman?" I was like, "Nah."
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, has he ever talked to you about being black in corporate America?
No.
Has he ever talked to his wife about it?
I doubt it. Well, I talked to my mom about this last night, and she said we didn't talk about white people, and they work Pentagon, State Department. I mean, plenty of white people. They've been in the military. My stepfather did 2 terms in the Vietnam War. We never talked about white people. Never. And even going back a little bit further,
I would say that that's probably adverse to you, because I think most black households do converse about white. Like I lived. My grandmother was white, and she talked about how nasty and evil black or white people were.
But I don't think it was adverse to me because I've been the only. I went to a German school. I was the only black kid. I remember the teacher holding my braids after me.
Let me ask you. Have you ever heard your parents talk about white people?
Yeah, almost every day.
Have you, Waddy? Have you ever heard David Senior talk about white people?
When he had a mama.
In your household, did they ever talk about white people?
Let it go. Being in New York,
Right.
But how much?
I'm in the hood.
Right.
Man, we in the hood. There's Jamaicans every.
So there wasn't.
And I went to white schools,
Right.
predominantly white schools. But
Right.
truthfully, it wasn't like on an everyday. Oh, we being.
Oh no.
It wasn't suppression. Maybe
it was like.
Let me say this because I said this to my mom. Did we go to a couple cookouts and they had potato salad and it had peas in it and we was like white people, yeah, stuff like that. But it happened so rare because my parents worked for the federal government. So when we engaged with people, it was normally white people, and so they cooked.
So do you feel like that your parents didn't feel like they were ever racially profiled or anything like that? You don't think that they ever?
No.
I mean, my stepfather did 2 terms in Vietnam War, so he has a very strong opinion on. He was drafted twice, so he has an opinion on that. But I don't. It just wasn't.
So you
I wasn't taught oppression the way most black people hear the white.
But I don't think most people do. I think you see, even in Raising in the Sun, the whole point of that is.
But this guy, it's his birthday. I'm gonna give him a break.
You ain't giving me shit. Like, say what you're gonna say.
Go ahead.
I'm as thorough as you. What are you talking about?
I doubt it.
Yeah, I'm dead ass serious.
No.
We can have whatever depth of conversation. The Raising of a Son is a whole conversation. The whole movie is about a black man suppressing how he feels about the world that's oppressing him. He didn't walk around the house saying, "Hey, Ma, I'm oppressed," or whatever.
Yeah.
But his psychological issues that he dealt with while being oppressed was the whole point of that whole damn book. So your dad very well could have not have said it, but that's because a lot of black men can't communicate well. So what I'm saying is he probably was dealing with the shit, but bottled up because he felt like he had to be a strong black man for your black ass.
But the problem, what I'm saying is, I went through society and I was able to see early on. I just said when I was in Germany, I was the only black girl in the, they treated me different. I was able to see I'm the only girl in the back with all the boys. I'm taller.
So you never communicated that to your parents?
What is there to communicate? The tall people stand in the back. I'm bigger than you, motherfucker, so I'm in the back with the boys.
So you never went to your parents and said, "Hey, I'm getting treated differently." You don't think that's odd?
What? How does your hair stand like that? I don't know. My mom braids it and puts red.
Yes, I would go home and say something to my mom because I communicate. I'd be like, "Yo,"
no.
I'd be like, "Yo, why are they touching my hair?"
I feel like oppression is taught a lot, and I just learned something earlier from my homegirl talking to me about how we cast spells Like when you say, if I say, Rel, don't forget something, the brain doesn't understand don't, but it understands forget. So whatever the forget was plus that is with the brain. So you're intentionally helping that person forget it. So when I say I feel like Black people are taught oppression, because in their household from a very young age, you hear your mom's going to work or your dad's going to work or whatever oppression they're dealing with, they're bringing it home. So the kid is experiencing this. I didn't experience this. My mother was very honest with me. I've said this to you. I've said it all. My mother told me there's only 2 things people will ever be able to say to you is that you're fat and you're ugly. That's it. Throughout my life, I was always bigger than other. I might not be the prettiest, and even I'm 37 years old. I say that, I've said that publicly. Like, yeah, you're a prettier woman than me. You're not a better woman than me. You understand? You might be smaller than me. So my mother groomed me to that. So even I said this to you on a previous episode. In my experience, I haven't experienced white people just running around being savages, this and this. Most of my jobs, government, private, nonprofit, I've got hired by white people. And what I have felt, and I've said this, I'm the big Black lady. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I come in and I own the situation. So it's easier
Then
to put
I would
me in
say
charge.
that most of what you're saying, then you have no basis to say half the shit you say then.
How do I have
Because
no
you have no basis to say it.
Because
You've never experienced it.
I didn't
So
say I never experienced
you said
oppression.
I've never
I said my
experienced
parents, No, I didn't.
Whatever the case is.
You asked her, did her family? You asked her, or yes. They said yes. I didn't get it from the house. Now, I'm also a Black woman who drives a nice car. So I've got racially profiled.
So you don't think that your dad was going through any racial shit that he...
over.
Do you think that he was aware that he was going through racial shit? Do you think your mom was aware of it? So do you think that they just sheltered you from it?
Well, I don't know if they sheltered it. Maybe they just felt like it wasn't shit a kid needed to be heard.
You have a 4-year-old child? 6. How observant is that child? I have a 3-year-old child. She is super observant. She says, "Hey, mommy, why did grandma touch my hand like that?" It has nothing to do with she doesn't understand right and wrong. She's asking the questions. If some little white kid comes up and grabs my daughter's hair, she's gonna come home and say, "Why did that girl grab my hair, Daddy?" So for what I'm saying is, just because you didn't talk about it doesn't mean that it's not being talked about in households, and that's part of the problem.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it's being talked about, but parents, particularly Black parents, are feeding their kids all of this. I was never a slave, and neither were you. Neither were your parents. You're giving them all this. Maybe, to my defense, my parents both went to work for the federal government military. We're not going to say racism is in the government, but maybe it's dealt with a little differently or not as...
You said they were in the military?
They were in the military, but then they
So I'm going to say this. I have a lot of friends that are military people. They are desensitized. Desensitized people.
It's possible.
I'm not making it up.
But
like shit that normally would be like, oh shit.
I'm not arguing that. What I'm saying is Black people feed their kids a lot of bullshit, including poor food and diet, including bad memories and shit that they went to that their kids don't need to hear. I could take this out. Let's take it off color. Let's say a mom and a dad breaks up. The mom is not happy with the dad. He moves on and got another relationship. The mom is in the house talking bad about the dad. So it's a girl. She hears men aren't shit. Men this, blah, blah, this and this and that. She's feeding her this shit.
But what I'm saying is, what part of that is not human nature?
I'm saying stop the shit. White people might say eating fucking peanuts in their, fucking potato salad is human nature.
What I'm saying is...
Let me ask you, hold on. So you saying stop the shit. How do we go about stopping it? Like, what would be your suggestion? Like, as far as like...
Why do you need to feed your kids trauma? I was molested as a child, right? My son is 7. Because I was molested as a child, I was molested as a child under my father's watch. My son is now in New York. My ex-husband knows this, but because I was molested as a child under my father's watch, I have built in my brain that men are less likely and are more trusting to leave their child with their homeboys, because that's my motherfucking man. He would never do that. Even though I have a boy, I'm having conversations with my ex-husband who's 30-something years old, knows my story, knows this, and he like, Mika, people ain't like that. You don't fucking know. You understand what I'm saying?
So here's what I'm gonna say directly.
Like trying to really hear me.
I am hearing you. Hold on. My mother's been. I'm gonna break some shit down. My mother's been raped. She's had a child die. She's had a long list of shit that I can't think of anybody else has ever went through. Now, when I was a child, she put me through a lot of those same things, right? Abuse, exposure. Hold on. But when I resented her for it for a long time, but as a grown man, I took the time and thought, hey, how was she going to know? Nobody's born asking to be born or born to be asked to be exposed to anything they were exposed to. So a lot of times what I had to get through my thick skull was my mom was just doing the fucking best that she could. She's a human. We keep making our parents these superheroes. They're trying.
Addressing what I'm saying.
I am. I'm saying my mom did the best that she could. So whatever trauma she passed on, she was trying to make it through a day. She was trying to live the best that she can.
Well, that's
so you're talking.
Black women don't have any. We are.
You're talking about Black people dealing with trauma and not passing on to your kids. That's cool, but you have to heal the people first. Like
no, you have to heal yourself.
No, exactly what I'm trying to say. But what I'm saying is, part of it is you need to start talking about it. You need to start exposing yourself to somebody. We got to be these tough people all the time. You don't have to do all that.
But I'm saying we have to have the conversation. I have to tell people you're traumatizing your kids. Your mother did it to you, or whoever.
Stop the cycle.
That's what. But you got to have this conversation because people don't look at it as I'm putting trauma. You look at it as your father isn't shit. Or
okay, but back to Wadi's point. How do you convey that? Because I've sat there.
I got to tell adults, whatever you need to deal with that on adult time. What Black people do, and we know it. I'm a latchkey kid. Everybody know what that means? A latchkey. I never had a babysitter. From the age of 5, I've been at home by myself with the key. Never had a sitter. That's what my mom had to do. She had to trust me, you understand, to go home, lock the door, get off the bus, and not open the door till she got home. You want to say something?
I feel like, because I'm a New Yorker, an islander, right? Everything you're saying, I argue the same shit. But because I've moved and adjusted, acclimated to Maryland, I had to learn a different way of life. So truthfully, it's coming from your perspective. Yeah, it's both perspectives, right? But it's a difference in a balance of life and where you grow up and how you take it. I'm telling you, how you think is how I think.
Do you understand what I'm saying? I have childhood trauma, right? I'm working now to heal it so I don't inflict it on my son. But we all have childhood. The conversation as adults, we have to address. I'm very comfortable talking about my childhood traumas, right? That's me, and I don't expect everybody to be willing to do that. But because I'm healing and I know I have to heal, I'd rather talk about it here than to get home and be crying or sobbing or relying that pressure on my 7-year-old.
So here I'm gonna tie this into a real life situation. I'm not gonna say no names, but I was talking to a friend today. I'm not going to do that because the issue isn't resolved. But I was talking to a friend, and we were talking about another friend, and the issue was that this friend has some issues with us that we don't necessarily know where they stem from, right? And so I had to tell him, the friend, because he was asking me like, "Hey, what do you know what the issue is?" And I'm like, "I don't." But I don't know how to broach the conversation with this person because they're going to be defensive if I bring this up to them a type of way. So back to what Wadi was saying, you can't always just go to people and say, hey, you know, you're traumatizing your kid. They're going to be like, go fuck yourself. So what I'm saying is that at the same time, you have to give people things to do. Like I can't necessarily always figure out his problem for him. Like my friend that I'm talking about. I have to sometimes say, hey man, I don't have a problem with you. I don't. I love you. I don't have a problem with you. Well, it feels like this. I'm telling you, I don't have a problem with you. I can't figure out your problem for you. Even though I might know what I think your problem is, I can't necessarily go through it and figure it out for you. You have to allow people, back to my mom. I can't figure out all her trauma issues for her. But I have to allow her the space and time and allow God to work on her and just say, hey, I'm going to pray for it. Hey, look, I hope, I'm here for you if you need help, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I can't go through and tell you what you need to do because it turned a lot of people off. It's not going to work.
Yeah, you guys know me. I don't give a fuck if you don't. I'm here to heal. I was sent here to heal. So some people are not going to like it, and I'm okay with that because I know in my heart, anybody who really know me know, like, in my heart, it's always from a good place. And everybody's not ready to heal. I'm okay with that.
And that's a good point too.
And I know I'm aggressive.
Everybody's not always ready to heal. That's a great point.
Right, and I respect that. So,
but you gotta also respect everybody else's journey too. Like everybody's on a journey.
I don't have to respect it. I can.
You do need to because you would want somebody to respect yours.
Myself. I can remove myself because I know you need to heal and you're not ready to heal. It's because of I'm a healer. That's like if I do crack. I'm not gonna go to a crack addict and be hanging out with all crackheads, right?
But life is a journey. It's not a destination.
Are you ready to heal? No? All right. I'm a healer, so I'm gonna leave. I can't do that to myself because I am a healer. I want to talk about it. Let's talk. Tell me what your mother did to you. Talk. Cuss. I want to do that. And if you're not ready, I'm going to respect it, but I can't be here and let you keep festering to this because we got shit to do.
That's the energy that you're talking about. I'm with her. I'm stubborn like that, but I'm not lying. I got a couple of years on y'all, and not a lot, but I had to learn.
You as a whole 60-year-old man.
You just turned 47.
I had to learn what Tony's saying. I'm with you. I'm like, fuck that. You're going to get this message. I'm here to help you. And I used to say, this was my saying, I will lead you to water. I'm going to shove your head in the water until you either drink or fucking drown. Mm-hmm. That's what I say to people. But then I had to learn, fuck that. You got to walk this journey. I'm not lying. This is just like, look,
all I do is say to his point, hey, the door's open. If you want some information, you can come back to me. I'll give you. And look.
That's why this is why we need to build. We need both people because I just posted. I don't open doors twice. I hear you. I got it. I don't have the answers, but I'm willing to sit here. If we need to cry for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, we got a plan. So cry that shit out.
I don't dedicate myself to nobody.
Okay.
I don't dedicate myself to. But what I'm saying is like you would dedicate yourself to somebody. But what I'm saying is I'm not. What I will do is I will match your energy. So if you're into like, I really want to do this thing, I'll say, hey, look, I'm here for you as long. But as soon as I feel like, oh, you're going off the distance. Oh, bye. I'm out too. Like I'm not sitting here. Ever.
The statement you said is you got to respect their journey and they might not be ready to heal. So if you're not ready to heal, I'm not waiting.
I agree with that. But what I'm saying is like, I still respect your journey. I'm not mad at you. I'm not telling you what you need to do. I don't care what, like you need to do, go live your life. Like go live whatever. Yeah. Those are your kids, not mine. Like at the end of the day,
why can't you help?
Because it's not, like I said, have you ever seen a woman build a dude all up? And then she get them all fly, and that nigga be like, all right, peace. I got me a better BBD over here. Bigger, better deal over here. You made me fly for her. That's a life journey. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not about to do all that for you. You know what you're going to do? You're going to get.
But you're
exactly. You're going to get.
Exactly. Building a man
never cash your.
The benefits of him being built up. You healing, I get nothing from. A woman building a man up, she's looking to reap the benefits of him being built up. You healing, I don't benefit. It's just what I am called to do. I don't get nothing for you healing. That's why I can say, if you don't want to heal, I'll leave.
Yeah, I just, I'm a big journey person. So like I feel like everybody's on it. Nobody's been here before. Nobody knows. You don't really know that. Nobody knows what they're doing. Nobody asked to be born.
Because black people read.
Black people do read.
Start a book club.
I really feel bad because I feel like we did not talk to you at all.
No,
I'm sorry.
it's all good.
I should have came. I'm not coming no more. You gotta tell people. Lika's coming. She's gonna talk. She got a million shit to say. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
I mean, we didn't have any topics. Kind of like we just kind of rolled with it. So,
we made an hour last.
Right, right. But we do need to move on. So I want to give everybody one. I do want to give everybody one final thought. Let's start with you, Kamika. Go and take a minute to give a final thought.
Say black.
Say black. Anthony.
It's okay. Wherever you are, it's okay.
No, it's not.
It is okay.
Do not be complacent. It is not okay.
I didn't say be complacent. No, I did not say okay. I did not say it is okay.
Fire. Where's that lighter?
It is okay because at the end of the day, the first thing you have to do is come to grips with your current situation.
People be hearing this shit. It's okay. You're 5 and you're 200 pounds. It's okay. We're told that it's not fucking okay.
It is okay.
We're behind. We need to get in the race. No, it's not okay. Read a fucking book.
Okay, can you get off my line?
You ain't gonna let that man.
I'm about to turn off your mic. But what I am saying is, before she decided to take my thought and run that way with it, it is okay. You're never too out of the picture to not get back right. If you are 5 and 200 pounds, you can always correct it. You can get back in. It's never too late.
Or you can get a heart attack.
Dreams do have deadlines.
Okay. You had.
And if dreams have deadlines, you're saying it's okay. Opportunities have deadlines.
How many deadlines did you miss?
A lot.
Exactly. Are you okay?
I'm not.
Okay. Well, I missed a lot of deadlines, and I'm exactly where I should be.
Okay. If you
I feel like there are no. You can't say God exists and then say, "Oh, but you're not exactly where you should be."
No, because God
You're
gives
exactly.
you free will.
You
and
are.
If I make a fucked up decision, listen. I had at the age of 26.
So
I had
did God know you were
going to
make the decision before you made it?
I decided to get fucking married. Had I taken that job to go work for fucking Ireland at 26,
Well, that's probably your issue. You should
No,
just
it's not,
hold on. There's a prayer. There's a prayer. There's a prayer. There's a Lord's prayer that says, "Dear Lord, what is? Let me accept the things that I cannot change, and the wisdom to know the difference."
Yes. Serenity.
Aren't you supposed to accept the things that you cannot change?
I
And can you
accepted
change? Can you change the fucking past?
No, but
then
I'm
let
saying
it go.
It's not about letting it go. It's about understanding
If
that
you
because
ate-
I missed
if you ate yourself fat-
I could have been further. So I understand that, and you can't.
No,
change-
you was not. That was never your reality.
You got it. It's your show. Go ahead.
It was never.
Can we
It was
continue-
never your reality.
Can we continue on with the final thought?
If it was an option, it was my reality.
All right.
All I was trying to say was, it's okay. She had her opportunity. She's mad that she missed it.
I'm not mad.
Maybe you can rewind back and do it again.
And I'm in my credit is immaculate. I got 2 degrees, a lot of certifications.
Sounding spicy.
Listen, I'm good.
Sounding
but I
spicy.
can be further and better. I'm not. Even if I done
No,
made
you
blue- I
couldn't.
done
You
blew through a
you
couple
would never be
$1 million.
any different than you would be right now.
Are you serious? You believe that?
Go change
On
it.
your
No.
life, on
Go
your life.
go
All
change
right,
it.
I would be
All right,
Go change it. No.
I'm
When you
Real.
figure out how to go
It's
back in
his
time and
birthday.
change
You
it,
gotta follow him
let
live.
me know.
Hey, it's
No,
one
don't let me
per
live.
hour.
Let's go. I don't
All
give a
right.
shit. It's my
All
show.
right.
I gotta race to
It's
you.
my show.
All right.
Go back and change it. Let me know when you finish.
All right.
I'm supposed to be.
Are you done with your final thought, Anthony?
All I'm saying is it is okay. It's perfectly fine. You can always change whatever you want, do whatever you need to do. It's never too late. You're on your journey. Enjoy it.
Rail, you got a final thought?
Exactly.
The way you see fit.
Thank you.
Okay. On to our esteemed guest.
My final thought, this would be something that I try to practice. And instead of looking at your life and thinking, oh, I have to make big, drastic changes, maybe you're able to do that. But I believe in small changes. I like to tell myself every day, just inch forward. Okay?
you go.
Life is a marathon. Okay? You don't have to figure out how to get to the end of the year. Sometimes you have to figure out how to get to tomorrow. Sometimes it's waking up and you know what? Women, I'll just say this for myself. Sometimes it's waking up and, I'm going to put my laundry away today. Or, just like little things to try to improve every single day. Small inches. That's how I do my life. And every year is just getting better and better. Every year it's getting better.
What happens if that inch by inch you're not getting anywhere?
Well,
You're
no.
moving forward,
Yeah.
But what happens to the day when you have to make a drastic change to make that get over that next?
That day
it's
will
called
come.
jump. Like
Right.
sometimes in life you do have to jump, but there's only some circumstances where you have to jump. And a lot of stuff, you talking about changing your life, you want change that lasts for a long time. Change that's like, oh, you changed today and then now you're back to how you were yesterday. No. Inch forward. If you can just do a small thing to improve your life every day, then by the end of the year, you can look up and be like, okay, look where I am. So it's more realistic.
Right.
For me.
All right. Before we head off to the wrap, you got your stuff ready, Anthony?
Yeah, I
All
need you to. I need a number between 1 and 70.
Oh, man. I'm going to go with 70.
70. All right, I gotta go here.
Say 70 or 7.
Okay.
And explain to her what this is.
Yes. So what I used to do is a red table talk. So like,
Okay.
so like I had the little game, but like I bought it for me and Tamara, but we ran through and realized we knew everything about everybody, each other already. So I brought it on the game, but then I started recycling the questions and it got boring. So now I found a whole list of questions that it says to make better friends with somebody.
Okay.
So I'm gonna ask you the 7th question on the list.
Oh, my God.
What is your normal go-to for breakfast?
Oh, for breakfast?
Your routine breakfast.
Some fried shrimp.
Should be eating them
Man.
leftover fried shrimp.
You know what?
crab
This sounds bad, but I'm a mother of small kids. And after I've made them breakfast,
Fruity
whatever they
Pebbles.
didn't eat, If it's one sausage left, I grab their one sausage. Or if it's like half a pancake or whatever, I'll take half of their pancake and I just keep moving. I don't even sit down to eat breakfast. It's okay, this is left over. I'm not throwing it in the trash. I'm just gonna eat it and go. As long as it's not cereal. But yeah, they got half a waffle.
So you tell me what you don't eat. So. All right.
Yeah.
So do you have another number between 1 and 70?
Okay, I like 7.
7. That is my birthday.
Shameless plug. Look at this guy. Look at
I'm
this
just
guy.
saying, what is today? The 7th. There we go. What's your the favorite thing you own and why?
Dang.
Fried shrimp,
Mm.
crab legs.
The deep fryer that I fry them crab legs in.
My favorite thing that I own?
Yes.
Oh, man, I'm simple. It has to be my cell phone.
Your cell phone. Okay.
Yeah.
One more
Is it
number.
an Apple
All
or
right,
Android?
10. Oh, I have an
She
Android.
has an
This is what I'm
Android.
talking about.
Android.
Hey, spiritual.
But you know what? I think I may
Don't
transition
you
soon.
dare.
I'm thinking about it. I'm inching.
If money was not an object, what would be the first thing you bought?
Oh, man.
Fried crab
Oh
legs.
man, I was thinking about this today.
Another deep
Shrimp.
fryer.
Oh, I would pay off my parents' home. That would be the first thing. First thing
You
first.
buy your parents' home?
Yeah, pay it off.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice.
Mm,
All right.
Basic.
It's my turn.
Yes, sir.
Time for Oh You Dumb. I need y'all to tell me if this is a black person, white person, Spanish, or other. Man builds secret underground pathway to lover's house, gets busted.
Oh my
Mika,
Nice.
Anthony.
It's only because they said lover that I'm thinking, but I'm gonna do white. Oh, and, lover and underground tunnel. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna change my answer to young Juan.
Tasha.
God. I have no idea. Oh, white. I don't know. White.
Or white. Star. Crazy word. All right. A man in Mexican, constructed a tunnel that was joined to his lover's home from his home, but eventually got caught. All was going well for the couple who were neighbors living in a Mexican neighborhood. The lovers were named Pamela and Alberto. So it was Alberto. The secret love
Young
affair
Berto.
ended when the husband and the man's lover discovered the tunnel right beneath the couch of his home. So Mr. Alberto, he is our Oh You Dumb recipient of the week.
Did you get the thing? You didn't get the thing yet? The thing?
Boo.
Oh.
All right, we're gonna go over here to motivation. What we got here? Well, it kind of goes with what we were saying today earlier before things got weird.
Things haven't got weird yet.
Your biggest supporter is a stranger. Your biggest hater is someone you know.
Yeah.
True.
All right, so let's go over here to shout outs. Tasha,
Oh,
shout outs and socials.
you can follow me on Instagram at song_bird2you, and then on Facebook, Natasha Leonard. I'm Natasha Leonard on Facebook.
Any shout outs?
What type of shout outs? Like
Shout out to
Shout your
the fried
kids.
shrimp.
Oh.
The fried
Fried
crab
shrimp,
legs.
crab legs, the little sauce.
And my
no.
fox rails.
They already said it, but yeah, make fried shrimps, fried
Shrimps,
king
plural.
crab legs, just anything.
Do I get my fox rails for my birthday?
Yo, it's late. You should have put in
Child.
the order. Hit me up though. I got you.
But it's my birthday.
I got you.
Rail, your shout outs and
I got
socials.
you.
I wear the salmon, not salmon.
Any shout outs? Thank you. Appreciate you, bro. Mika.
She's gotta have it. Lipstick Laws, Black Girls with the T, Octane and Horsepower. Lipstick Laws, Black Girls with the T, Octane and Horsepower, and she's gotta have it.
Any shout outs? Anthony.
At Tony_Rojos, Anthony Red on Facebook, Red Dollar Street Code, the Let's Ketchup podcast, Culturistic Studios.
Speaking of which, we are in a new studio here today. Currently building things up, so it's kind of plain in here right now. But give it some time. It's gonna come
Give it
along.
some time. It's coming
We
along.
doing
It's came a
things
long way
here.
in a short time.
We are
anyway.
doing things here. My social is it's_Waddy, WAADDY.
Shout out kids, family, you guys, our guests.
The Let's Ketchup podcast.
Let's Ketchup podcast.
Say
Yeah, that.
.com.
Don't tell me what to do.
Say .com.
This man thinks because it's his birthday, he can just do whatever. Let's Ketchup podcast. Red Dollar Street Code. Want to shout out our supporters, our listeners,
Absolutely.
subscribers, like, look, listen, all that good stuff. And that's all I got. Peace, sons. We out.
We out.
All right, let's take pictures. I gotta roll.
When the guest, it only gets better. Let's switch it up a bit. Tell us about your endeavors. You should tune in to see a lack of the buffoonery. We basically out here trying to build a better you and me. I know, but you and I didn't rhyme as well. Did you get the message though? I guess only time will tell. Hindsight, if I'm doing some hunts, I'd like all prior knowledge up front. It's best to be prepared. You might stay just because of the way the chemistry and energy's on display. Might as well keep it here. Subscribe and follow if you dig it. Let's catch up. Best of wishes if you didn't. Let's catch up. Welcome if this your first visit. Let's catch up. And welcome back if it isn't. Let's catch up.